And welcome back to the last video of how to make a spinner. In this video, I will be making a spinner step by step, and if you like the design of my spinner, you can follow along and make the same exact spinner that I'm making, or you can use all the tools that we have taught you and make your own spinner. So first, for my design, I'm going to stick a tube on the grid. The grid is preset to my measurements. So what we did for that is I'm in the US, so I went and I put in 2.5 inches, which is about as big as I need my spinner. And then when I went into millimeters, it was very, very close. So we just rounded up in millimeters to make it whole so it's easier to work with. So when we update that grid, we will come to what we have now. So in here, you can click here, and you can either stretch it out to 65, or you can just click the numbers and set it to 65 millimeters, because that's how big it was. And then we want to edit the height. We want to edit the height down to 7, because 7 is how big the ball bearings are. So now we have our preset. So now we've got our loop. Now we want to kind of control back up to the top, and we have a preset ruler that help us so we know when it's exactly on the grid plane, and there it is. So now everything will go in this. I'm going to make the wall thickness a little thinner just so it'll look more sleek. Okay, there we go. That's a nice tube. I like the design of that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag a box out right into the middle. I'm going to edit the height down to 7. Oh, that was not the height. My fault. I'm going to edit the height down to 7. I'm going to put the width back to 20. And I'm just going to stretch it out till it reaches the side of that and the side of that. So it's in the circle. Now, I'm just going to pull that in 3 inches. And I'm going to pull that in 3 inches. So now, to copy and paste this, we just hit Control-C, click off of it, Control-V, we'll get another one, just like it. So what we want to do is we want to get this one, but we want to rotate it. So it's across like that. Now we're going to click it, and we're going to drag it straight into our work plane. And now that's not exactly even, so we're just going to slide it over a little bit and use the boxes on the grid to help you level it out. And that looks about right. That looks right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stick a cylinder. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this 23. We're going to make this 23. And that's how big the hole for the ball bearing is going to be. So the squares aren't quite big enough to hold the hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out another tube, and let's make this 27. Let's make this 27. And I believe we made this a little too big. Yeah, it's only supposed to be 22. Right. So we made it 22. And now we just got to center it back again. And that is not quite right. You need to pull it back so it's right in the middle, because we don't want our spinner to be off balance. Now we're going to come pull this tube, and we're going to pull it around the circle. Okay, this is what it's going to look like for now. And all we're going to do is we're going to come and we're going to click and it's going to select all of it. We're going to come up to the top and we're going to hit group. So now you have, and don't worry about the wall looking quite like that. You can adjust it a little bit if you want, but sometimes Tinkercad doesn't want to let you have that. Oh, it looks a little too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to ungroup it. We're going to click the circle. We're going to click the height. We're going to make it 7. We forgot to make that 7. My bad. So now it's all right. We're going to group it. And now we have a perfect spinner. So all you're going to do is Tinkercad saves it automatically. So you're going to go back to the Tinkercad page. You go back to the Tinkercad page and you click on your design, and then you can either order for the 3D print or download for 3D printing. So if you download for 3D print, just select the one that you want, and that is it. And that concludes the series of how to make a spinner.